We're living during a time when we have almost endless choices and possibilities. We have more access to information, more access to products, more access to things to choose for entertainment than at any time in history. And yet we're stressed out, we're unhappy, we're constantly feeling the pressure. Even something as simple as watching TV. Some nights after I get done working, I get done and I just want to sit down, relax, and watch something on TV, just unwind a little bit. So I'll turn the TV on, and the next thing I know, I'm scrolling, and I'm scrolling. 5 minutes go by, 10 minutes go by. I haven't made a decision. I'm getting more stressed out instead of calmer and more relaxed. So the very thing that I was going to do to help me just to chill out and relax is now creating more stress. It's kind of like watching TVs become this decision that requires some kind of strategy. And that kind of made me wonder, we now have more freedom than ever before, but is that freedom becoming surprisingly heavy for us? A lot of the self-help books that are out there, they don't really help. Everywhere we look, we get the same message. You can be anything. You can do anything. You have unlimited choices, unlimited potential. But the reality of real life is that we have limits. We have limited time. We have limited energy. We have limited attentions. And the more options that we have and the more time we spend trying to choose from those options, the more pressure we start to feel to choose the best one, the one that's going to be most efficient, most productive, most relaxing, most entertaining, the most obvious on social networks. Whatever the case may be, we feel that pressure. So instead of obligation, or instead of opportunity, rather, we start to feel obligation. Instead of enjoyment, we start to feel stress. I've spent weeks, even months, trying to find the best piece of software to get my work done. Trying to find the fastest one, trying to find the cleanest operating one, the one that the power users pick to use. What I found out, they all do the job, but there's always some video or some post out there insisting that one is better than another. And I'll fall right into that decision trap. Oh, geez, maybe I didn't get the best one. Psychologists talk about two types of decision makers. There's maximizers. They're the people who want to make the best choice. And the satisficers, people who want a good enough choice. I'm not sure if that's pronounced right. Satisficers. Not sure how to say that. But we'll go with satisficers, just because I like the way it sounds. So the maximizers, they end up worrying all the time about the choices they didn't pick. They scan reviews, they compare options endlessly, one after another, and then even after the choice, they feel this sense of anxiety that maybe they made the wrong choice. And then social comparison comes into play, and that makes it even worse. There's always someone online who got a better deal, found a better show, made a better life choice. Our decisions in the social media context, they become a contest. And we never even agreed to enter it. So instead of moving forward, we end up freezing. We call this analysis paralysis, but in reality, it's fear. It's fear wearing a logical disguise. Even something really simple can be part of that indecision overwhelm. And a good example of that lately, I've been getting really annoyed at my mouse. The scroll wheel is way too sensitive. I'll try to scroll and it starts to paste things that I copied a couple hours ago. And I've ruined entire paragraphs doing that. So I did what everybody does in our modern world. I went to Amazon. I did a search. Thousands of mice, sleek buttons, RGB lights, ultra precision marketing. They all look different. But really, when you come right down to the core of the issue, they're all the same tool. So as I'm scrolling through these mice, I felt that old familiar pressure. Which one is the right choice? Then I stopped and asked myself, what's the real problem here? I didn't need a new mouse. I either needed to adjust a setting or I needed to be more mindful when I'm scrolling so I don't press that button. The simple solution wasn't a new mouse. It was to use the one I already had and quit pressing so hard on the scroll wheel. Simple enough, right? Reframing the situation that way immediately reduced the anxiety and the pressure. It wasn't about finding a perfect option. It was about solving the actual problem. There's a really quiet fear beneath all this. If I choose this, what if something better exists? We want to maximize every outcome, but maximizing, it keeps us from being present. We end up comparing our choices to all the imaginary choices that we didn't make. And it affects everything. It affects our entertainment, our purchases, our careers, our relationships. It even affects who we think we should be. Our very identities are affected by this. Freedom, the freedom to choose, the endless options, it turns into pressure. Our abundance becomes a burden. So I've been trying something different. Simple, but powerful enough. I ask myself a question. What do I actually want right now? Not what's popular. Not what someone else says is the best. Not what some algorithm is pushing at me. Not what's trending. Not what's being recommended. Just what fits my life today, in this moment. When I've started to make decisions that way, I felt lighter, more grounded, and more satisfied. So sometimes that means choosing quickly and just letting myself enjoy the choice. Sometimes it means using the tools that feel comfortable, not the ones that get the most upvotes. Sometimes it means accepting that good enough is actually great if it gives me peace of mind. And that's the kind of freedom that we really don't talk about enough. We can love having all the possibilities and choices, the endless freedoms that come from endless choices, without living our lives in pursuit of the perfect one all the time. Maybe real freedom isn't endless options. Maybe it's about focusing on what's right in front of us and choosing with intention. Freedom doesn't disappear when we limit our options. Sometimes that's when it finally becomes visible. Thanks for choosing to spend a bit of your attention today here with me. If any of this sounds familiar to you, you're not alone. Feel free to stick around or for some more quiet reflections on topics such as this from someone who is learning to make choices without needing to be perfect. Thanks so much. Take good care.
Winners and losers, heroes and fiends, fighting over rainbows, afraid of their dreams. Nothing can matter when the smoke never clears.